So the lineup on the screen now for the boys under 16 Coxed, sponsored by Rouge Cafe. This is the draw for the final lanes. And lane number 1, Westlake Boys High School. Lane number 2, St Bede's College. Lane number 3, Auckland Grammar School. Lane 4 is St Kennigan College. Lane 5, Hamilton Boys High School. Lane 6, St Andrews College. Lane 7, Wellington College. And lane 8 is Christ College. Boys under 16 8 due to get underway very shortly. So hang tight. I think that's going to be a pretty close race, that one. And we're away. Green light is on. Boys under 16 8's out of the blocks. And all crews out clean. Who's that? 2 over from Grammar. And that is Hamilton Boys High School. They've rocketed out of the blocks. And there's Wellington that I can see. They are sitting on 46. Back inside to Hamilton Boys. Hamilton Boys coming out at 47. St Kennigan alongside of them. St Kennigan coming out at 46 as well. So these are some pretty high ratings for these boys in the Coxed. I'd expect them to lengthen out any moment now onto the... They'll be lengthening out now onto their race plan, and it's Hamilton Boys by 1 seed over St Kennigan, over St Andrews College. 42 for Hamilton Boys High School, still out in the 40s. This is an under 16 Coxed. Hamilton Boys High School go out to 2 seats on St Kennigan.
38 St Kennigan.
38 and a half, 38 for St Kennigan, 41 for Hamilton Boys. They lengthen out now. Geez, that was a long sprint out of the blocks. 39 for Hamilton Boys. St Kennigan have lengthened. Hamilton Boys still up on that very high rating. Come out to St Andrews as well. St Andrews going well. They'd have 4 seats over Auckland Grammar. And now it's 4 seats, Hamilton Boys over St Kennigan in the blue boat. Boys under 16 Coxed A final. And just looking now, Hamilton Boys have lengthened out onto their race plan. You can see them still on 37 on the rating. They go through the 500, and it's Hamilton Boys by a quarter of a length. St Kennigan by about half a length or just over. Back to St Andrews in lane number 6. They'd be sitting in the 3rd place. And the boys under 16 Coxed.
Settle into 36 now, Hamilton.
36 is Hamilton Boys, and I think that's going to be their race pace now. I don't think Hamilton Boys will come under 36. They're going to hold that. And I think also St Kennigan also on their race pace now. In fact, St Kennigan are gaining some ground there, Tony. They've come up to...
They're on 37 still.
Yeah, 37. So there's only 3 seats now between them. So some good work there from St Kennigan.
Yeah, they might pay for that, though.
Tim doing some ratings there. Yeah.
They might pay because they're actually really almost overextending at the front there, as though they're trying to really get their boat going. They're really working very, very hard, St Kennigans.
Well, they are, but they've. I think they've shared a lead here. I think St Kennigan have been well performed in this 8, but
yes, they have.
They're going to have their work cut out for them with this big machine of red and black beside them. We now go back and get a good look at Wellington College there. Inside of them is St Andrews. I can see Auckland Grammar in the yellow boat. Westlake back a little bit in lane 1, as is Christ College in lane 8. So Wellington College just over a length and a quarter ahead of Christ's. Then you come into St Andrews, who are just over a length and a quarter ahead of Wellington College. And then there's that mighty battle at the front between the red boat and the blue boat. Side by side, it's still 4 seats to Hamilton Boys High School. Just looking at their rating through the 1,000-metre mark. Through they go. It's half a length to Boys High, sitting on 36. There's our first look at Auckland Grammar. Auckland Grammar back on St Kennigan. So it's the 2 lanes in the middle, lanes 4 and 5. And here we go, another close look. It's still only half a length. In fact, it's a quarter of a length now. So St Kennigan moving again, Tim.
St Kennigans are up on 38.
Yep, I thought they were moving. I could see that. And Boys High responding, though. Who's that? Coxed. Joel Dowden. Joel has just looked over sideways. He's looked out to his left. He knows St Kennigan are moving.
Sitting on 36, though. They just might have hardened up a bit, but they're still on 36, Hamilton.
Well, I think that's a good sign for Hamilton Boys, because when they come inside that 500, Joel's actually keeping them quite calm there. He hasn't panicked to that move by St Kennigan, and I think he's going to wait for that sprint as they come through that 500. So this is a pretty ominous sign, I think, for Hamilton Boys High School, and I'd say it's going to be tough going here for St Kent's to roll over the top of this.
St Kent's just dropping back half a point now. They must be having trouble sustaining that. They're 36 and a half.
Yep. And St Andrews still doing well out there in lane number 6. They're holding on to the bronze medal at the moment. St Bede's now starting to do a push. St Bede's trying to get themselves up in there, but they'd be behind St Andrews. And I think Hamilton boys just holding their own in this at the moment. They're dictating to St Kennigan how this finish is going to occur.
Yeah, I think the Coxed just calling for some long strokes. They're down about 35 and a half, 36, and just holding their rating, holding steady, and St Kennigan's keep attacking, and Hamilton just keep sitting steady. So it's going to be an interesting last 500 as they approach the 1,500 metre mark now, Kirsty.
Yeah, I think St Kennigan can still do this, but they'd be working harder than Boys High at the moment because they're trying to gain the ground. Boys High are just lengthening out. As you said before, Joel's just keeping them calm. He knows that his sprint's yet to come. In fact, I'd say they're probably going to go just about now, and I think St Kennigan have gone.
St Kennigan is 37,
yep.
And Hamilton have just done a big push.
They have. I knew both crews were going now because this is St Kennigan's only chance.
Up to 38 now, Hamilton. They've gone a point above.
Yep. And I think actually they're holding them.
And St Kennigan don't seem to be able to go with them.
Well, it's 3/4 of a length now, so that was a well-timed move by Joel Dowden. He waited, and I think he's going to extend now, and that's exactly what's happening.
37 and a half St Kennigan's, but some of the Bladebirds getting a bit ragged there on the stroke side.
Yep. And I think this is the biggest lead Boys High have held now, and their Coxed now sitting on the bow ball of St Kennigan. So all the work to do now, and St Kennigan have to watch that sprint coming from St Andrews. And here comes Wellington College. Wellington now with overlap. But we come down now with 120 to go. Hamilton Boys High School on their way to becoming
on
the New Zealand champions of the boys under 16-8. 100 to go now. St Kennigan through. Now, so that's a clear
on
win.
38, but the two-man in St Kennigan's crew, just for a moment there, I thought he was going to collapse. He's spent force.
Yeah, no, there's clear warning out of Hamilton Boys High School. Your new 2015 champions in the boys 16-8. Hamilton Boys High School, silver to St Kennigan, and third's going to be that fantastic row from St Andrews.
Climbing all around to the other side.
It's a great lineup. This is the medal presentation ceremony for the boys under 16 Coxed 8. This is proudly sponsored by one of our year after year sponsors, Rouge Cafe. Thank you, Dave McCarthy, for being here to present the medals, and thank you for your continuing support for rowing. We really appreciate it. The winners of the bronze medal for the boys under 16 Coxed 8 for 2015, St Andrews College. This crew is made up of Hamish Veach, Finn Montgomery, Flynn Dykstra, Ben Taylor, Thomas Russell, Mitchell White, Liam Pyatt, Zachary Rumble, and they are coxed by Angus Taggart. Their coach is James Harvey. Time for St Andrews 6:29.8. Also joining Dave McCarthy on the stage, we have Brooke Robertson and Steve Jones, who are members of the New Zealand Elite 8. So 2 champion New Zealand rowers helping to present the medals and the trophies today, and we thank Brooke and Stephen for being here with us. One for Coach James. Let's congratulate bronze medal winners, St Andrews. Winners now of the silver medal for the boys under 16 Coxed 8, St Kennigan College. In this crew, Harry Ramakers, Sam Morrow, Ethan Blight, Matt Kelly, Angus Wilson, Nicholas Lyon Ramsdale, Joshua Grant, Tom Mills, and they are coxed by Samuel Ingleton. This crew is coached by Carl Vincent, their time 6:24.87. St Kent's, of course, in Auckland.
Thank you.
So silver medal now for Cox and Sam Ingleton and coach Carl Vincent.
Coach.
Congratulations, St Kent's! And now the Aon New Zealand Secondary Schools Boys Under 16 Coxed 8 champions for 2015, Hamilton Boys High School. This crew is made up of Joshua Hill, Lee Oldfield, Sam Whitburn, Matthew Kemp, Quinn Tupaya, Eli Mossop, James Keeling, Cameron Gribben. They're coxed by Joel Dowden. They're proudly coached by Ivan Pavich. Their time 6:21.40. So as I mentioned, we have Brooke Robertson from the New Zealand Elite 8 helping Dave McCarthy from Rouge Cafe to present the medals. It's great to have some of our New Zealand rowers here with us today. No doubt they're remembering their school rowing days. And we'll get Brooke to help Dave to hand out the winners' t-shirts there. So our thanks to our major sponsor for this event, Rouge Cafe, to Dave McCarthy for presenting the medals, Brooke Robertson for helping out, but we're very pleased now to be able to, Dave, I'll ask you to hand over, please, the Electrocorp Trophy for Boys to Hamilton Boys High School.
Who wants it? You want it there?
Well done, boys.
One, we've got Kelly High School, thank you, on